What do the Beatles and Apple have in common? You'd be surprised to find out. Steve Jobs was a huge fan of the Beatles and their music, but more than that, he was fascinated by the business model the Beatles represented. He believed that Apple could learn a lot from this model and apply it to the technology industry. In this video, we'll examine the lessons Steve Jobs drew from the Beatles model and whether he was right in his assessment. Let's first hear Steve Jobs himself talk about the Beatles.
My model of business is the Beatles. You know, they were four very talented guys who kept each other's kind of negative tendencies in check. They balanced each other, and the sum was greater than the total was greater than the sum of the parts. And that's how I see business. You know, great things in business are never done by one person. They're done by a team of people, and we've got that here at Pixar, and we've got that at Apple as well. And so that's what lets me do this. Well, you know, with the Beatles, when they were together, they did truly brilliant, innovative work. And when they split up, they did good work, but it was never the same. And I see business that way too. It's really always a team.
Steve Jobs drew several lessons from the Beatles' business model, which he believed were instrumental to their success. Teamwork and collaboration. The Beatles exemplified the power of teamwork and collaboration, like a string quartet where each instrument has a specific role to create a balanced and cohesive sound. Each member of the Beatles brought their unique talents and perspectives to the group. As a metaphor, Paul McCartney played the role of the first violin, leading the group with his melody, while George Harrison provided harmony and filled in the gaps as the second violin. John Lennon played the role of the viola, providing a unique perspective with his unusual sound, and Ringo Starr played the cello, providing the bass line and giving the group its foundation. By working together and balancing their individual strengths and weaknesses, they created a sound that was greater than any individual could achieve alone. Steve Jobs recognized the importance of teamwork and collaboration in achieving success in business and used the Beatles as an example of how a team with complementary skills and qualities can accomplish great things together. Innovation. One of the key elements of the Beatles' success was their ability to constantly innovate and reinvent themselves. They were not afraid to experiment with new sounds and techniques and were constantly pushing the boundaries of what was possible in music. Steve Jobs believed in the power of innovation and wanted Apple to be at the forefront of technological achievement. He was always looking to improve Apple products and make them even more innovative. Attention to detail. The Beatles were known for their meticulous attention to detail when recording their music. Steve Jobs also had a passion for detail and made sure that every aspect of Apple's products, from the hardware to the packaging, was thoughtfully designed. Culture and style. The Beatles were more than just a band. They were a cultural phenomenon. People were drawn to the Beatles' style, attitude, and personalities. They had a unique style that set them apart from other bands of their time. Steve Jobs recognized that the Beatles had created a culture around themselves that people wanted to be a part of. He believed that Apple could do the same by creating a brand around Apple that was more than just its products. He wanted to create a culture and lifestyle around Apple that people would be drawn to. In conclusion, Steve Jobs drew inspiration from the Beatles' business model and applied many lessons to the tech industry. He recognized the importance of collaboration and teamwork, innovation, creating a culture around a brand, having a unique style, and attention to detail. The Beatles may be known for their music, but they also had a profound impact on the world of business thanks to their innovative and entrepreneurial spirit. Thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please leave a comment, share this video, and subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Invite your family, friends to do the same, and see you next time.